Keisha Lance Bottoms and Killer Mike are lying to you. They're protecting white businesses. #George Floyd. This is MC's Voice, narrating an article written by Charlie Peach on May 30th in Medium.com. After witnessing Killer Mike being a champion of poor people during the last two presidential elections with Bernie Sanders, I have been shocked to see him get in bed with Keisha Lance Bottoms, the known establishment shill who helped Kasim Reed sell Black Atlanta and also made it illegal to feed the homeless. As city councilwoman, Keisha was one of 14 members to unanimously criminalize panhandling. This was all done to protect Atlanta's big businesses downtown who didn't want to see homeless people around their buildings begging for money and food. It included co-founder and far-right Republican Bernie Marcus, whose wife said she felt threatened when seeing homeless people walk up to her and wanted them banned from being around the Atlanta aquarium that Marcus's money built. As for T.I. and his lame comment about Atlanta being Wakanda, that is beyond insulting when Atlanta is #1 in the U.S. for income inequality. Atlanta is also high on the list of fastest growing gentrified cities within the U.S. Killer Mike and T.I. are only interested in protecting their investments and nothing more. What Keisha and the media that protects black sellouts like her won't say is that even Dr. King's birthplace, Old Fourth Ward, is lily white and unrecognizable. Poor blacks have been pushed out, replaced by white liberal gentrifiers and elite dog parks. What has been equally shocking and offensive was watching the news conference and the impassioned speeches that Keisha and Killer Mike gave to black people, lying to them about black businesses and communities being affected. Newsflash, the CNN Center is not black owned and CNN relocated to New York a few years ago. What Keisha didn't tell you all is that it now houses an Atlanta police precinct. Also, Ted Turner's vision of news for CNN has been erased since he sold it decades ago. It hasn't been news since. Also, Killer Mike's ranting about the West End has been completely gentrified and also was not where they were looting. Every section of town that they destroyed was white-owned businesses, and that includes the very wealthy Buckhead area that they destroyed as well. Again, the downtown Atlanta area where CNN sits, nor Buckhead are black-owned business areas. Keisha and Killer Mike are lying to protect the interest of wealthy Atlanta elites and white-owned businesses. For decades, all we have heard is why are protesters destroying businesses in their own communities. This was not black communities or black-owned areas. I am not saying I agree with any of the actions, but it is a blatant lie to say that any of this affected black communities and or their businesses. The West End area that Keisha and Killer Mike alluded to hasn't been black in years. It is now gentrified with white liberals jogging with $1,000 baby strollers, arrogantly daring those who once called the area home to approach. The West End, the historic neighborhood cradling Spelman and the Atlanta University Center, has streets that are named for the activists who worked with and mentored Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a Morehouse College alumnus. But thanks to Atlanta's developer-friendly policies, the landscape changes every day. Remodeled bungalows now go for hundreds of dollars a night on Airbnb. Less than a mile from where the protesters and rioters were last night once stood a beautiful historical black church, Friendship Baptist. But Keisha, along with then Mayor Kasim Reed, pressured them into selling their church so that Mercedes-Benz Stadium could be built there. Lastly, as for Keisha ranting and raving about her 18-year-old black son and having to call him to come home, why was he not already home? Hasn't she been demanding that everyone stay home and that black people are in danger if we leave our homes? So why was her son not home? Keisha was too busy trying to boost her national profile for her Biden admin aspirations to realize that she had a problem brewing and that not doing anything was going to be a mass failure on her part. All the media painting of her powerful speech will not protect her from the storm and retribution she is about to receive from the local white elites and business establishments who actually run her and this city. The irony of it all is that black girl Magic Keisha peddled out two rich black men rappers to do her bidding by telling poor black people to go home. From Russia with love, Charlie Peach. And this is MC's Voice, narrating this article by Charlie Peach, published in themedium.com, entitled Keisha Lance Bottoms and Killer Mike Are Lying to You. They're protecting white businesses. #George Floyd.